Hello, Filbert.
Hello, Mr. Rankin.
How are you? Oh, Mr. Rankin, that's very formal.
I call you Mr. Rankin even on the phone call. What do you mean?
Oh, you do? Oh, jeez. Okay. I remember somebody once saying that when they hear Mr., they look for their dad. Was that for me? Yeah.
No. Hello.
So
Rankin.
yeah, I'm looking forward to a chat around personal brand. By the way, how are you finding Value Add anyway?
I'm loving it.
Enjoying it.
I really am enjoying it. I think more especially like with the new setup, obviously, of online.
Yeah.
It's more accessible. I can literally be in my lounge, sitting room, and listening in.
Yeah.
We have more opportunities now to do other things because we don't have to go spend the time to go into schools or whatever the case is. So I think I love the new setup.
It's going to give us the ability to scale. It's going to give us the ability for people to manage their time.
Absolutely.
Because as much as contact is important, and we will do that, the ability to just have this the way it is now is great, because to get somewhere it takes half an hour, 45 minutes. To come back takes half an hour, 45 minutes. To set up there it takes another half an hour, 45 minutes, and then you've got 3 hours of a 1 hour event. But what I'm really excited about is this thing that we're going to be doing, which is the module of personal branding
And social media.
and social media. Tell me about that, because I know this is a little bit of your guruism in terms of the area that you like very much.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just I was born at the time when like the internet became accessible to everyone. So I've like grown up, literally had a smartphone at the age of 12, on social media, Facebook. So it's my
daughter's got
life.
one at 6, iPhone 7.
Yeah, but you see, she's the 2000 kid, I know. So she's gonna have social media right away, you know.
Yeah.
So and that's just the life that we're living right now. So and there's great opportunities that come with social media and also building your own brand, because essentially we are brands. That's the thing that most people don't think about, that you're a brand.
Yeah.
We've had the great icons who've built these brands, but not intentionally, or they didn't think of themselves as brands.
Yeah.
But right now, everybody's thinking of themselves as brands, right?
Yeah, and it's why I think it's such a powerful tool and so needed, is because it has as an individual it's good for you, but it has a multiply effect. So one of the things that in the sessions that we do with Elevate is I'm trying to get people who I almost say speak in parables. They're so wise that everything that they say is just so, it just penetrates. It's so meaningful, it's so impactful, but they're not visible.
No.
We can't see them. They're not on TV.
Nope.
They're not on in any way, right? So all this wisdom and all this information is kept to themselves. And I'm saying to them, you've got to find, you've got to do what we did earlier on, where you've got to record yourself. You've got to memoir yourself. You've got to book yourself. You've got to do something. But all this has to go out there. And I think the power of what social media is capable of doing is actually disseminating this information.
No, absolutely. I mean, for me, one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about what you just said, like all these great people, they need to be more visible.
Yeah.
Because I've had the opportunity of sitting with really great people, like yourself. I've sat with people.
No, you sat with Oprah.
Yes.
That's not quite like me. I mean, you sat with Oprah Winfrey.
But that's just it.
That's another league.
Yeah, that's another league. But yeah, it's just having these fireside chats with my Mupa since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And all this wisdom, right, being trickled down to me and my sisters, and
the impact that had.
And the impact that had, right. And then also just getting into the working environment, and as an intern sitting with the vice president and the president and having a conversation that's really had an impact in my career as well, right? Yeah. And then realizing that, but my peers don't have access to this because they just by who they know, they can't have the access to or sit in the tables or walk in the doors like I do.
They've got access to the Kardashians. No, I shouldn't have said that on camera. But that's
shade. I do not want to be a part of this.
So the point of me getting to is that the power of social media is the one element in terms of its impact that it can have on others. Yes. The power of that personal branding in terms of themselves, in terms of the impact it has on themselves, because yes, you influence, and you inspire others, but there's a ricochet effect in terms of what it does, for you as an individual, and I think Oprah Winfrey is a classical example of that. She was very good at outpouring to others, but that outpouring actually came back to her.
Came back
And
to her.
that's the rule of the universe. So that's what sort of, and how it comes back to you is important, because personal branding is something that you can start very young.
Absolutely.
Assessing yourself and asserting yourself in terms of who you are.
Absolutely. Because the thing is about, having a personal brand, and Jeff Bezos said this very eloquently, that it's what people say about you when you walk out of the room.
Yeah.
So when you think about Oprah Winfrey, what do you think about? Even when she's not there, you
Yeah.
think authenticity.
Yeah.
You're thinking, spirituality.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that she outpours, right,
Yeah.
to people. So as Vic Rankin, when you are not there, when I'm talking to somebody about you, what am I saying?
Yeah.
What is it that, you pour out to the world, to me as, a young person even. So that's just what a personal brand is.
Yeah.
When people think Lufido, what do they think about?
Yeah.
What pops to mind?
Yeah.
And it's just that thing of, outpouring. So
Yeah.
when I think about CJ, what am I thinking about?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, a corporate executive. I'm thinking about, a person who's, chosen their own life in terms
Yeah.
of what society said about motherhood,
Yeah.
what society says about marriage and all of this.
Yeah.
Because that's what she's, poured out to me and to
Yeah.
others as well.
Yeah.
So that's what a personal brand is, and
Yeah.
that's what we need more of.
Yeah.
I think in your podcast, with CJ, actually, you spoke about inspiration.
Yeah.
How the
Yeah.
older guys, you guys need to inspire,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
don't have a lot of that, especially in South Africa.
Yeah.
I listen every morning on YouTube, and I'm listening to your Tony Robbins. I'm listening to Les Brown. Why am I not listening to Vic Rankin?
Oh, gee. Okay.
Because you're just as wise,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
just as wise.
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot of that. And the people that we then look up to is all these political figures who are not really.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another story for another day. But I think the program is, and you're right, you're absolutely right. The program is going to enhance everybody's thinking about what do I want to present myself as,
Absolutely.
right? And then secondly, and this, as we say, you have to be authentic at this. This is not
Yes.
something that you can
No.
pretend. People will see through that in a heartbeat. What do I want to present myself as? And then secondly, what medium can I use to
Yes.
do that? And the power of social media is the scale. So, if we go really deep into the roots of our challenges on our continent as well as in our country, is education and reaching as many people educationally. Mahlatsi talks about, his passion of being a teacher,
Yeah.
and that's what he wants to do. Now that passion shouldn't just be for 30 people in the classroom,
No.
in this day and age anyway.
Yeah.
It should be for 100,000 people who are listening to Mahlatsi
Absolutely.
passionately, and that's the power of social media and the power in which you can exert yourself from a personal point of view.
No, absolutely. And another element to that even is, when you talk about the high unemployment rate, you've said this before, with social media, nobody should be unemployed.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know, if you figure out what it is that you're passionate about, what
Yeah.
is it that you're really, really good at, then you have social media as well as
Yeah.
a tool to then bring that out to the world and, create your own little community of people
Yeah.
who can then support that business or that passion.
Yeah.
Nobody should be unemployed.
It's scary and exciting at the same time. So I went on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, as you know,
Yeah.
for the first time ever in my life.
I
right?
know, you were like, am I on?
Am I on? Is it happening? Hello, is the camera running? But the thing was that by the time I finished it, I thought, heck, that was simple. And yet, not only did it just, whether or not people came on, not only did it enable me to say what I needed to say, the system actually correlated it and then spread it to everybody I knew. So the power and the magnitude of you being able to express yourself in the very thing that you love, right? But also the power in which it can actually then be, deflected back into the people who are in your environment in terms of your social media is powerful. I mean, back in the day, entrepreneurship was having a shop and waiting for somebody to walk through it.
Yep.
I can be Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, I can run my own chat show. So nobody should be in a position where they are sitting and waiting for something to happen to them.
Yeah.
They have the ability and the power to be able to control that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be fantastic. Before we end, let's just talk about the negatives, because we've talked about all the opportunities, but the impacts that can go wrong if you don't use this medium correctly, because it can come back to bite you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody I think in one of our the overview that we had was, well, how do I use social media and not have a negative impact? And the one thing I said was, you need to operate from a place of positivity.
Yeah.
You know, because like you said, what you put out there is going to come back to you.
Yeah.
So if you are then waking up and intentionally say, I'm going to spread these lies, or I'm going to put out this negative post, whatever it is, it's going to come back and bite you. You know, so that is for me the main thing. Always, yes, you can go out there and you know, have your opinion, but think, what impact is it going to have on other people? You know, look at it from both sides. Yes, it's your opinion. I'm going to voice it out, but you know, if you're going to make your 2 cents on, you know, I don't know, people's sexuality, how is the other person going to perceive it? Is it great? Are they going to take it positively, or could they take it negatively? And if there's that feeling in your gut that says, ish, maybe not. I've had so many moments where I've drafted a post and there's like, ish, but if my mom sees this.
Oh yeah. Use the mum test. Absolutely. The mum test is always a good test. And you're absolutely right. This idea of you know, I have a friend who used to say, never pass up the opportunity to say nothing. So sometimes it's a good idea just
don't.
Keep quiet. But also I think it's important for people to be aware that the technology that's happening now in terms of being able to garner total social media participation that you're in, and then being able to create some kind of profiling of you is getting better and better and better. So whereas in before, references were about, give me 3 people that you know and then I'll make a phone call, what people are able to do now is to really start looking at all your posts in LinkedIn, all your posts in Facebook, all your posts in what's the other one, in Instagram, etc.
Everything.
And then garner a profile of who you are, because what you pitch up and say in the interview and in the process may not necessarily be
what you say.
This person is racist.
Yep.
And it may not pitch up in the interview. This person has gender and homophobic issues. It may not pitch up here. So be careful what you put out there, because it's going to come back and bite you, not just even now, but later, 5, 10 years.
5 years, 10 years later.
How many people have we heard of who got a job, then lost the job because of a post they did 5, 10 years ago?
Because of the post. Or you got the job and then you posted something and lost that job.
Classic.
Because of, that lady in New York at the park who was, you know, calling out the black guy.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm going to call the police. An executive on Wall Street lost her job. So you're thinking you're just, you know, doing this, living your life on a Saturday, and
it's your personal life,
your
but nobody's going to know.
No, Monday morning they will know at work.
So we're going to show you exactly how to utilize personal branding yourself, how the social media component can work, and how you can build this thing up to be something that not only inspires others, but is actually beneficial for yourself into the future, and has a long-lasting impact.
Yeah, and I mean, you can, you know, even create an income out of it. That brand, who you are, the business of you. That's my favorite thing to say, the business of you.
Wow, I like that. That's powerful. And on that note, thanks very much. If you're aware, cheers, cheers, cheers.
Thank you.